Big discussion, not one I actually want to have today.
Do you have a principle that permits you to determine when we should go to war and when we should not?
Well, look, I think war should always be the last resort. We should do so in defense of American citizens. Primarily, we should do so when we think that our national security is severely endangered. We shouldn't be quick to go to war or easy to go to war, but we also shouldn't ignore the fact that we have many enemies who are attempting to build strength. If Iran gets nuclear weapons, and Iran is a sworn enemy of the United States, dedicated to the destruction of America and the West, I think that will be a hinge moment, and we'll regret it for the remainder of this century and maybe for the remainder of history.
So I didn't get the principle. Are we only supposed to attack countries that have attacked us, or are there imminent threat of attack, or can we attack other countries militarily and invade them for other reasons?
We have something in place right now called the authorization of military force that Congress has given the president. It applies to Al-Qaeda and applies to Al-Qaeda's affiliates, and I think Iran is a clear and present danger that we need to address.
Does Iran have the means to attack us?
Will, if it has nuclear weapons.
How will they deliver them?
They can deliver them with missiles, they can deliver them with planes, they can deliver them by FedEx.
So you think Iran is going to attack the United States in the future, but they have no means to do it right now, right?
They are working on getting capabilities that match with their intentions.
So you think that they are ready to commit suicide, the leaders of Iran, and attack the United States and then get completely obliterated?
I think it's a possibility we have to seriously consider if you understand their religious theology. Ayatollah Khomeini, who founded the revolution, said patriotism is paganism. For Muslims to dominate in the world again as they did before requires that Iran should burn, he said, let it burn. I think we need to take seriously what he said and worry about that.
Is there any leader of Iran who has ever committed suicide?
I don't think there's any leader who ever committed suicide, but suicide...
Or in the rest of the world, right?
Suicide terror...
I said leaders. The
leaders will always send out the pawns.
Right.
You're absolutely right. The leaders will try to
But if they attack the United States, will we not bomb them and they would be destroyed? The leaders would be committing suicide.
They may be willing to be martyrs.
But they have never done that before.
They have never done that before, and indeed, what you find about suicide terrorists is they only do it once.
But there are
very few experienced suicide terrorists.
So you think that the Iran leaders are ready to commit suicide, even though there has never been a single leader that ever committed suicide? And would you agree that attacking the United States would be committing suicide for them?
I don't know.
How many nuclear missiles do we have?
Look, Osama bin Laden did get himself killed in order to attack the United States. I'm sure he believed he was dying as a martyr.
But he was not a leader of the country. He did not have control and power of any country.
So you're saying
he's just a ragtag terrorist living in the mountains?
He's a ragtag terrorist who killed 3,000 Americans on one single day, more than any other terrorist group ever did, more than even Pearl Harbor. And he has an ideology very similar to that of Iran's leaders.
But no leader has ever attacked the United States or any other country that has nuclear weapons. Is that true?
Say again?
No leader of any country has ever attacked a nuclear power with nuclear deliverable missiles ever in the history of the world.
I really don't think this is...
Is that true or not?
I don't know. I'd have to go through it. You know what?
What would happen?
I would appreciate your questions, although this is not really an interview, it's a debate, which I didn't agree to, and I'm going to end it right here. Thank you very much for letting me talk for a little while. But I really don't want to have my days up.
What would happen if they attacked? Would they be obliterated?
If we would go to war against them, they would, I suppose.
Of course, and no country will dare attack the United States because they'll be obliterated. Will any country attack Russia?
Yeah.
Which one? Who dares attack Russia?
The Afghans attacked Russia.
No, the Russians invaded Afghanistan.
Listen, when you're Secretary of State, you'll have a much better policy than I would have, than the current president has of the Bush administration. Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.